Welcome everyone to the House of More Politics. Today, I want to talk about the problem that Hillary may have in this upcoming election. Last night, I watched Donald Trump give his RNC acceptance speech for the Republican nomination. And I will say this: no matter how you feel about the country, whether you are Republican or Democrat, liberal, progressive, conservative, independent, doesn't matter. You have to agree that some of the things that he said last night, if they wasn't true or wholeheartedly true, then they had some truth to them. Or you can say that whether or not there was truth in it, it's what most Americans believe. That's the best way I can put it. It's not about the truth. And a lot of Republicans, a lot of politicians will try to spout their version of the truth. Americans believe some of the things that Donald Trump is saying because they live their lives, and most politicians and most 1% people, meaning like most multimillionaires or even billionaires, they live outside of what people like me and you go through on a regular basis. So a lot of those people, unless you actually go there and see, you won't have a total understanding. And even still, you won't have a total understanding because you're not there on a daily basis living that life. You don't know what it's like to go paycheck to paycheck. You don't know what it's like to have to worry about whether or not you're going to buy milk for your kid or whether you're going to put gas in your tank to get to work the next day. So in just a lot of, in somehow, some way, Donald Trump has been able to capture that and say a lot of things that people are afraid to say. And that's just the way it is. And a lot of people, Republican, Democrat, or Independent, may feel this way, whether or not it's the truth or not. Let's get into some of the clips of what he said, and if you believe it, then you believe it. If you don't, you don't. Let's take a look at something.
We cannot afford to be so politically correct anymore.
Now, how many of you are tired of politicians giving you those end and around speeches, those end and around answers? You ask them a direct question and they bypass it. You'll say, hey, how do you feel about the economy? Well, the real question is, no, motherfucker, the real question is what I just asked you. So it's, how do you feel about race relations in America? No, the real question is, no, the question is what I just asked you. I did a report a while ago, go back and take a look at it. I did a report about Ted Cruz and how the guys at ABC News trying to get, I think it was ABC, how they were trying to get him to answer a question and he kept going around the world. No, give me the straight and forward. So again, Trump was right on that. We're tired of being politically correct around here. So let's keep going.
Nearly 180,000 illegal immigrants with criminal records ordered deported from our country are tonight roaming free to threaten peaceful citizens. The number of new illegal immigrant families who have crossed the border so far this year already exceeds the entire total from 2015. They are being released by the tens of thousands into our communities with no regard for the impact on public safety or resources.
Okay, immigration is a very delicate eggshell kind of topic. You can debate his numbers on whether or not 180,000 families or individuals came across the border illegally or not. You can debate whether or not they're roaming the streets, which is, I think, which is a scare tactic to say, oh my God, illegal immigrants are roaming the country, ready to rape, pillage, and plunder. I think that was a scare tactic. And all throughout his speech, he gave multiple instances of what could be perceived as scare tactics to say, okay, you gotta vote for me because I'm gonna end all of this stuff. But whether or not you agree on the style in which he said it, you have to agree that there is a problem with illegal immigration. And a lot of people, I know the Latino community, are coming out and saying, well, they're not illegal immigrants, they're undocumented workers, they're undocumented immigrants. That's playing with words, because you have immigration. You have an immigration policy in place. If those people willing to immigrate to America did it the way we have set the standard for, or we have the standard operating procedure, or SOP for, then there probably wouldn't be a problem with immigration. But you have people who shirk that law that we have. So if they're not doing it if they're not going about it the legal way, then it is illegal. So you can say illegal immigration. Because he's saying that, he got such a welcomed response from that people started chanting, build that wall, build that wall. How many Americans out there wish we had a better protected wall or border? Listen to this. Well, the Latino community and a lot of other people are saying, well, it's not illegal immigration, it's undocumented workers. Yes, they are undocumented because they are illegal. So again, whether or not you agree with what Donald Trump said, you have to say, yes, there is a problem with illegal immigration, or with immigration, period. Now, as far as the immigration process, I've heard about families taking 2 and 3 and 20 years to come to America. So the red tape need to be addressed. We need to streamline the process. But you cannot deny what he just said. Let's keep going.
What about our economy?
Okay, and what about our economy? Are we not 19, close to 20 trillion in debt? And most Americans walk around like, you know what, the national debt don't bother me. It will bother your ass once your interest rates go up. It will bother you once your credit card payments go up. It will bother you when your savings account percentages, annual percentage rates go down and down and down to where you're collecting pennies on the dollar in savings. So what about the economy? And who do you blame for that? Do you go and blame Bush? Do you blame Obama? Who do you blame for it? What about the economy? How do you feel about the economy? How do you feel about the economy of you?
Nearly 4 in 10 African American children are living in poverty, while 58% of African American youth are now not employed. 2 million more Latinos are in poverty today than when President Obama took his oath of office less than 8 years ago. Another 14 million people have left the workforce entirely. Household incomes are down more than $4,000 since the year 2000. That's 16 years ago.
Okay, how many Latinos and African Americans out there feel like they're the last hired and first fired? How many African Americans and Latinos feel like because of the name on their application, they may not get that job because their name is Shaniqua Jones or Julio Chavez? Just because that name is on the application, they don't get looked at. How many minorities feel like that? Not saying that it's true, because I'm not gonna go research the statistics and look that stuff up. But how many people, whether or not you can find the statistics and whether or not they're true, how many people feel that way? Side note, and he was smart to mention Latinos and African Americans. He's targeting that vote. So now let's keep going.
Our roads and bridges are falling apart. Our airports are third world condition. And 43 million Americans are on food stamps. Now,
what does your street look like in your neighborhood? What do your bridges look like in your neighborhood? And whether or not you're on food stamps is your business. And I understand, I'm a food stamp baby myself, and we all need help from time to time. But Some people may consider that a bad thing, some people may consider that a good thing. But what most people don't understand is somebody else is paying for that. So look around your area and determine if Donald Trump is telling the truth or not.
Let us consider the state of affairs abroad. Not only have our citizens endured domestic disaster, but they've lived through one international humiliation after another, one after another.
Now, aren't you like, damn, what is going on in this world? You got Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Tunisia, the Ukraine, Russia, of course, North Korea. They're gonna always do what they do. But I mean, when you look at the state of world affairs, before Obama, before Bush, after Obama, after Bush, hell, go back to the Clinton administration. Does it seem like to you the world is getting better or worse? Let's keep going.
In 2009, pre-Hillary, ISIS was not even on the map. Libya was stable. Egypt was peaceful. Iraq was seeing, and really a big reduction in violence. Iran was being choked by sanctions. Syria was somewhat under control. After 4 years of Hillary Clinton, what do we have? ISIS has spread across the region and the entire world. Libya is in ruins, and our ambassador and his staff were left helpless to die at the hands of savage killers. Egypt was turned over to the radical Muslim Brotherhood, forcing the military to retake control. Iraq is in chaos. Iran is on the path to nuclear weapons. Syria is engulfed in a civil war, and a refugee crisis now threatens the West. After 15 years of wars in the Middle East, after trillions of dollars spent and thousands of lives lost, the situation is worse than it has ever been before.
Whether you believe what Donald Trump said or whether or not the situation on the ground is different than what Donald Trump said, how do you feel? How does Americans feel? Is Donald Trump telling the truth? So that's and I would guess that most people feel like Donald Trump is telling the truth because of what they're going through in their own lives. I talked to many people, civilians and Marines when I was a Marine, and some Marines and some civilians feel a certain way about the way the nation is going, whether it's the economy, whether it's immigration, whether it's unemployment, whether it's world affairs. A lot of prior Marines, a lot of Marines that get out can't find jobs. A lot of them are fighting to stay in, and I can go into that situation. That's another video all in together. But again, I'm going to end with this because I know Donald Trump went for an hour and 15 minutes, and to address every single thing in that video, I can't do. I'm already over the amount of time I wanted to spend on this video because, you know, of course, it's social media, it's YouTube. How much attention are you really paying? So I wanted to be short and simple to it. But think about it: is Donald Trump telling the truth? Is his truth your truth? And in a message to Hillary and the Democrats, how are you going to counter what he is saying? That's the big test. Right now, we got somebody did a shooting in Russia, I think, and they're trying to figure that out. And she has to roll out her VP nominee. So how is she going to tackle what Trump said? Now, all of this you can say was fear. He put fear into the hearts of people. But it's not just about being afraid. I'm going to vote for him because I'm afraid I think he can fix it. It's about how I feel. How do you feel when you look in your pockets? How do you feel when it's time to pay those bills? How do you feel when you can't get that job? And I think that's what Donald Trump touched. I think that's what Barack Obama touched in 2008. A lot of people felt that Bush was so bad, we had to get Barack Obama in there because the world was tired of politicians and he just came out of nowhere with no experience. Well, hey, a lot of people may feel the world is so bad that we're gonna need somebody like a Donald Trump. All right, man, look, if you made it through this video, man, hey, I appreciate it. Like and subscribe to the channel, share the videos, let me know what you think, let me know what you want me to talk about. Again, I apologize for going so long, but again, leave some comments in the comment section below. How do you feel? Is what Donald Trump said true or not? And hey, Democrats, how are you guys going to counter this? Don't brush off Trump to the side, because he went through 17 seasoned Republicans, or 16 seasoned Republicans, and they all tried to dismiss him. And oh, one last thing. Democrats, you can't go in the dirt with him, because the Republicans tried that. They tried to go into the dirt with him and they all failed. So if you can't go the high road and be a policy wonk, which I know Hillary Clinton is, and you can't go in the dirt with Donald Trump, which I know she's not good at doing, you got to find a common ground. You got to find a common balance. But again, hey, thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe to the channel, and until the next video, peace.